Hey guys, I've been wanting to do a video on different ways for night protection for your curls. This video is going to be kind of hodgepodge together. I originally did it when my hair was longer to show you some of the longer ways, and then I talked about shorter ways, but then of course to do it when your hair was shorter, and then of course it was long, so I didn't go into it. So I'm just gonna hodgepodge these together and then pretty much cover everything except for one technique. So it's gonna jump in, and I'm gonna have longer hair, so it's gonna be kind of weird. But you'll get the gist of everything that I wanted to show you. Yeah, so here's the long hair stuff, and then I'm gonna jump in at the end how I do handle my short hair. So we'll get to that in just a second.
What I'm going to talk about is the pineapple. I think everyone's heard of the pineapple. You just put the ponytail about right here on your head. I'm going to use, I don't know if you can see that, one of those Invisibobble hair ties. They are great because they don't create like a crease line or indentation marks, which is great. And then it's very soft and gentle and doesn't pull or give you a headache or anything like that. So it's really ideal for curly hair, and it can hold a lot of hair. Mine is a little bit stretched out. Usually when they're new, they're a lot smaller. So I'm going to wrap mine around twice. If yours is new, or if you have really thick curly hair, I just do it once. But I mean, I have pretty thin hair and it's just kind of wavy, so I'm going to do it twice. Anyway, do what you got to do. So I'm going to show you. So I'm going to flip my head upside down. Probably can't see it that great. But anyway, so just going to gather it all on the front here. Getting some of this back stuff. Doesn't have to be pretty, just gather it all. So then just put your ponytail in. See, a few of my back pieces kind of fall out. So sometimes I'll pin them up, sometimes I won't. Just depends on my mood, I guess. I figure it's underneath here, it doesn't really show that much. So anyway, yeah, here's the pineapple. Looks really awesome. Yeah, so then when I sleep, I just kind of pull it up a little bit so it's not in my face. So that's one way. Second one I'm going to talk about is like a satin lined bonnet or a cap. So here's this. Inside it's satin, it's really soft. Because I have a really small head, it's hard for me to find caps and hats and stuff that fit me well. As you can see, I like sewed it together to make it smaller, and it still was too big. It kept falling off at night. And I felt like it made my hair actually a little bit frizzier than when I did the pineapple with a satin pillowcase. I'm not really sure why that was. If it just got more smushed up in here because there's more extra room with how much hair I have. I don't know. Anyway, so it does work for some people. I know a lot of people that love it. So this is a good option for you to try. You know, you can always return it if you don't sew it together. So yeah, there's that option. My most recent one I tried is the Buff. I got the Buff Junior, hoping it would be a little bit tighter. I don't think that it probably was very much tighter. I think it was just shorter, but whatever. So I've seen it done. I'm going to show you the way I saw a video on it, but I have done it another way because I know it creates a lot of flatness in the front when you do it. So I've actually done the pineapple and then doing this over to kind of catch those underneath hairs for if it's shorter. But anyway, so you just put it on like so. My dog is barking in the background. He's the barkiest dog. Anyway. So then you just kind of pull it straight up. And then on the ends, and just tie the ends together after you've poked your hair through. I like to leave a little bit extra like toward the base and by my head, and then just push it up, because then as I sleep it gathers that slack and pulls it up. So I noticed that helped it stay on a little bit better at night. So there's that. And then of course I have my trusty satin pillowcase. And I actually recommend having a satin pillowcase no matter what you're doing for hair protection. So I've been doing this lately, and I feel like the satin pillowcase actually helps with keeping this on, because with a cotton pillowcase, it's going to pull that fabric as you're tossing and turning and pull it up and off. Whereas on the silk one or satin, it's just going to glide on it and it won't tug too much. So
Okay, so now that I've shown you ways to handle longer hair for night protection, I'm going to talk about Medusa clipping. I'm very new to this since having shorter hair, but I actually like it the best. So this way I feel like it doesn't really pull anything, it just clips it to where it is and really maintains root volume, and it maintains a lot of the curl. Today I did absolutely no refresh. It's kind of a mess today, but you'll get the gist of what I want to show you. So let's get started. So pretend like this is a normal day and it actually looks nice. So what I normally do, maybe like 4 or 5 sections that I pin up. I use these jaw clips. I know they were like Scrunchy brand. I got them at Target. They're like the medium size, I guess. They're not large. There's medium, and then I also have then I have some of the baby ones that are super small. So for the majority, I'm going to be using these kind of medium size. So what I'll do is go for my part and then kind of poke my finger in to find my ear, and then that's that front section. So then I'll bring that straight up, and then I want to be really loose about it up here. I don't want to like pull this way tight and pin it or clip it. So I do it kind of looser and then just kind of gather it together. And then when I put the clip on, it's like, I know it's hard to see with the darker clip. I don't know if you can see that better, but I'm putting it just like on my scalp. I'm not like pinning this down like that. So as I go in, it's just pinning it right on the top there, just like that. So I'll do the same on the other side, poke my finger through to find that side there. Then I'll gently bring it up, not making it too tight. So I'm almost making like a ponytail on top of my head, and then just clipping around that ponytail so that it stays up. So like that. So I'll just go through in the back and do sections. Some of the bottom part is gonna fall out just because my hair is so short back there, but that's okay because it's underneath, and you don't want it to be coming straight up when you're sleeping anyway, because then the next day it's gonna lay so funny because it's going straight up, and that's not how you wear it. So then I'll just go through. I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna try to see if you can see that. So I just have it like really gently up there. I try to have it past the like crown area a little bit, because that's where you're gonna lay your head, and it will kind of dig into your scalp if you're below that point. I mean, you can do it, it's just uncomfortable for me. So I usually go the sides, and then if I need one in the middle, I'll do that. So I'll go through on this side. I just kind of scoop up the back and then just gently lift it up and then clip around it. Sorry, I have no idea if you can see what I'm doing or not. So then I'll kind of feel back there. I think I could do a little section in the center. So I'm just gonna gently grab anything that was left out. Do the same thing, just kind of feel what I'm doing. So that's kind of how it looks like right after you do it. Like these long crazy guys, I will actually kind of gather those together and pin those down too. So I'll just kind of gather those together and then grab another one. And I'm not like pushing down, I'm just clipping it to like the top part of all that hair, just so it doesn't get too wild when I'm sleeping, because I am a tossy-turny sleeper. So and I'll just clip that on the top. I'll just leave that guy. Well, maybe at night I would probably try to get that in there. So yeah, I mean, that now everything's like encased up there. Once in a while, like this guy will kind of fall out. It's not a huge deal, but sometimes I'll go in. So if you have little pieces like that, go in with a little clip, like so, and then grab it and just make sure you're being really gentle. Don't pull it super tight, and then just clip it to other hair that's right here. And just make sure it's somewhere where you're not gonna be laying on it, because then it will be uncomfortable. But so yeah, that's it. Then in the morning, of course, you just gently take it down. Another thing I should mention with in general, any technique that you're doing for night protection, when you take it down in the morning to refresh it, you always want to let it settle for a little bit. Maybe like 10 or 15 minutes, I mean, whatever your morning allows, but I mean, after you take it down, it's gonna be kind of crazy and it needs a minute to settle back into its where it wants to lay for the day. So don't go, it's gonna be crazy, and then if you try to reset it immediately, you're gonna be doing so much more work. And if you just let it set, you're gonna be doing yourself a huge favor. Less time, less product. Yeah, so make sure you let it settle down. So that is my new go-to for night protection. If I'm not too concerned about my next day hair, I'll still do the buff on it, just because it gets all the little hairs and it's much easier to do. But I feel like the curls are not as, or the waves, they aren't as intact in the morning as they are when I do the clipping for my shorter hair. The one other way for night protection that I'm not going to talk about, but I will put a link at the bottom of like a video to watch on it, is doing a silk scarf around your head. Because I have such a small head and I have a very hard time keeping anything on my head as I'm sleeping, because again, I toss and turn a lot. I wasn't even going to bother trying that just because I'm pretty confident I could not get it to stay on. But there are a lot of people that love it, and that's like their go-to for it. So I mean, try all these. You just never know what you're gonna like best. So that's why I gave you lots of options. Yeah, I think that covers everything that I wanted to talk about with this. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message or comment below. But I will be back with some more videos and some more content soon. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.